just like animal farm. Justice mean inequity. So who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Christian can say silence. Islamic leaders silence. Kings and queens silence. Traditional leaders silence. So who go say the truth? We are them go so confused the call. Now by area why no better. We are them go so confused the call. One guy's out here why no better. Who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Oh, he need it now, see what I see so. Now your friend on a nine come as them. Only papi obeka nice and yeah. So I want to bet you were too. Everybody was afraid. And until I learned to my cottage again, once my boy dumping one and but who go tell the truth? Nanai or say me. Nanso bien person beka wansam because everybody is afraid. Anya safwe muayini. Akuku drofo nyina dalima. And who go say the truth? Obiaja konson so to grow Germansa to me be a cacobrafo. Efo anyina ye. Efo. When you know ye. Na so kutrata down na so be dia back or why no keke. I fene for be man mo pia for efo. Ne cross on my mo. Anya safwe mo ayini. Akuku drofo nyina dalima. And who go say the truth? Abaya di bote chino. Yedi bi bebo nyande bi. Kachi se udi oma upipi numa. Would your mind never shine my preference? But who go tell the truth? TUC silence. Even journalists silence. So then who go say the truth? Right is right. Wrong is wrong, no matter how you justify. You say you wanna get rid of corruption. Someone want to help you, now the person become your target. Jobless no they mean senseless. Poverty no they mean useless. One day them go resist.
Good evening to you all, and we're very grateful that once again we are up here on the 31st December 2022. The Lord has blessed us and He has brought us this far. It is my pleasure once again to welcome you to my View show, and wherever you are watching my View live on today's Ghana News TV with me, Jerome, as your host. Let me remind you once again that we are also live on Switch by satellite and also on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, all on today's Ghana News TV. You can equally follow us on Twitter and TikTok, and as well as postcards on Anchor FM. Wherever you are, it is a pleasure to welcome you to the special edition this evening. This evening, we are looking specially on the chairman aspirantship of the UK and Ireland chapter of the National Democratic Congress. What is the role of the NDC in the diaspora towards rallying for victory 2024, Ghana's hope? Has the NDC in the diaspora got a role to play? Has the chapter executive committee elections have an impact on the role of the NDC in the diaspora? What are your views? I will express my views and will take that of our guest this evening. And therefore, together, we make a wonderful program. Stay tuned, and when we come back, I will introduce the guest this evening to you. It is my pleasure to welcome you once again.
Waiting there happy for Africa. Dusty old men holding on to power, leading the people to where? The grave? Wicked criminal leaders. See them a come, them coming like an angel. But them a thief, them no say them a thief. Mr. President, you coming like a savior. But you a thief, you know say you a thief. Thief President, why you thieving so? Thief man, why you thief so? The people they must suffer, but you don't care so. Thief man, why you thief so? I see the people crying every day, yo. They want food, them can't find. I see the youth looking for a job, oh, every way, them can't find. Mr. President, him just barely food, oh. Him and the family, they no suffer, oh. Suffer, no poor man they suffer, oh. Suffer, rich man go they suffer. Suffer, no poor man they suffer, oh. Suffer, rich man they suffer, lie. See them a come, them coming like an angel. But them a thief, them no say them a thief. Mr. President, you coming like a savior. Why you a thief? You know say you a thief. Thief President, why you thieving so? Thief man, why you thief so? The people they must suffer, but you don't care so. Thief man, why you thief so? Mr. President, why you dey lie so? Before election, you tell me you be angel. When you sick, you run go a London. When we sick, we die for Kolebo. Mr. President, why you wicked so? Tell me how you dey sleep at night, oh. See them a come, them coming like an angel. But them a thief, them no say them a thief. Mr. President, you coming like a savior. But you a thief, you know say you a thief. Thief President, why you thieving so? Thief man, why you thief so? The people they must suffer, but you don't care so. Thief man, why you thief so? This is Mr. Traitor, Master of sleeping. This is Mr. Traitor, Master of sleeping. Yarambarayi Fiafiwo Alakpatowo Nayeruyaya.
Wonderful. It is a pleasure, as I said, to welcome you to my view show. And this is a special edition looking at the elections of the UK and Ireland chapter. And our focus this evening is on a chairman aspirant for the UK and Ireland chapter of the National Democratic Congress. It is my pleasure this evening to welcome no other person but Dr. Joe Ajimai onto the show. Dr. Joe is going in for the chairmanship of the UK and Ireland chapter, and we want to have a lovely discussion with him this evening. He will share his views on rallying for Victory 2024, the role of the diaspora, with reference to the chairmanship position of the UK and Ireland chapter of the National Democratic Congress. Dr. Joe Owusu-Agyemang, you are most welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. And to you, to the listeners, to your producers, and I can see your wonderful studio there. And well done.
It is a pleasure to have you once again. Thank you. Let me just, by way of introduction, can you tell us a bit about yourself, Dr. Joe Owusu Ajman? Who is Dr. Joe Owusu Ajman?
Joe Owusu Ajman is normally called Joe Ajman, and I love that because that's how I relate to people, and it has become my nickname, and that's what everyone in UK and around the globe, NDC family, they know me. And the question that you just asked, who is Joe Ajman? But before I go on to say anything, I have to say good evening to my campaign team led by Mr. Alonso Agini, his deputy Miss Rita Mensah. We got Hajia Akomapa in Ghana, who's been doing the fantastic job. We have Mr. Kofi Adani, who is the media consultant for this campaign. We have Dr. Tebi, who is our advisor. So I'm very grateful for the work that they've done so far. Without them, I wouldn't be here. Going back to your question, sir, Joe Ajman is a highly motivated and proactive and innovative person with a consistent desire to make a difference or improvement in every life. I'm always prepared, or Joe is always prepared to make a difference in someone's life. He is a unifier who brings people with different backgrounds together to achieve a common goal. Since his primary school days, Joe has been a leader at each level of his education, from primary school days all the way to university level. Currently, Joe is executive member of UK and Ireland chapter and had served as vice chair with the immediate past administration. And Joe joined the NDC in the UK and Ireland in 1996. Joe has been deputy organizer before becoming the vice chair and then executive member. I cannot say something just like that without going back to educational background. Okay. And Joe attended Konongo Dumasi Secondary School, came to Lambeth in UK, did the A-levels there, went to University of Portsmouth, did the Masters of Pharmacy course, clinical pharmacy, then Coventry University to do MBA, oil and gas management, then went on to do another course, research, then another course in PhD in strategy in University of Kingston. What does Joe do? Joe is a visiting lecturer in various universities in UK, US, and Europe. And Joe is also oil and gas consultant, management consultant, where all over the world people consult Joe for advice. And now that oil and gold are just frustrating people, just see what it is. And Joe is also a clinical pharmacist working in various hospitals and other things as well. Joe used to be student leader at University of Portsmouth. Like I said, all my school days, I've been in political positions. So I will leave it here, and if there's any question, I can add more, but I think it's very lengthy.
Yeah, I know very well. I know if we have to go down that level, we have a very big chunk to uncover. But all the same, let's come back and we look at the National Democratic Congress, of which you are a member and aspiring to lead the UK and Ireland chapter, went into the National Congress recently and elected the national executives. And I thought, I don't know much about your NDC constitution, but from where I said, I think there is a procedure. You usually start with the NDC. I hear they have a ward From ward, you go to the branch level. From branch elections, they go to constituency. From the constituency, they go to the regional elections. And from regional elections, they go to national elections. UK and Ireland chapter as a chapter of the National Democratic Congress. To have been part of the last elections, I think the National Congress, you ought to have conducted your elections. Why are you having your elections after the National Congress? Does that mean you were not represented at the National Congress? And if yes, why?
Yeah, thank you very much, Jerome. And this is the question that when everyone asks me, it pains me a lot, and I have to think very deep before I give any answer, because it gives me memories. And I can tell you, this is the first time it's happened to this chapter, UK and Ireland, and it's not a good thing to talk about at all. And you know, the people from Ashanti will tell you this in Tamkasia. You mention it, it means something, you know, you're just, you know. And I would say your question in two parts. You said we couldn't represent. We went there as observers, but not, you know, great observers, but not great voters. Because we used to be great voters going there. And I can tell you or say something to you now or tonight that back the old days when we were going, you see the national executive people who are vying for various positions. They will be coming and then asking you, finding out where you want to sleep, how you want to cast your votes and everything. But this time it wasn't like that, because we were not having votes. You know, so for us to be downgraded from being great voters to great observers, it's not something that anyone will be happy with. And the blame is leadership. Because I had the Germany, you know, no election is trouble-free. As far as I'm concerned, no election is trouble-free. You had your problems, you managed, and then you had your elections. US, the same thing. They had their elections. Why not UK? And then the funny thing is, people are saying, oh, we were waiting for what do you call the directives from Accra. They were Germany and UK, Germany and US. They were having the same. They were waiting, but they made the place ready. So when the directives came and said, no, you are not allowed to do your elections at the branch level, they went ahead to have their centralized election. So nobody can give excuse. The person can try, but the excuse is not good enough. You know, so I would say it's the leadership failure, and that's it. We went there, and even people were gearing to go there, but as soon as they saw that we were not having votes, they didn't even go. But I went, and then I did what I did, and then we got a good team that we have, NDC, and I can tell you the team. I don't think Arsenal can beat this team. You know, currently Arsenal is the top of the league. You know, I don't think Arsenal can beat this team. I don't think Real Madrid can beat this team. And in Germany, I know your best team, they cannot beat this NDC team, because the captain, General Mosquito, Chairman General, and then the defenders, Yamin, you know, and the midfielder, Honorable Fifi Kote. It's not easy, my brother. So we are proud of it that I went there, although I wasn't having votes. We did what we did to get these wonderful people to lead us.
That is great. Now let's calm down. You are vying for the chairmanship of the UK and Ireland chapter. We have experienced a number of leadership in the UK and Ireland chapter. For instance, I think I'm very familiar with Honorable Kofi Kwache. Very, very familiar, because he was the one, according to my research, in coming out to this program, Kofi Kwache read the speech on behalf of the diaspora in the 2014 National Congress held in Kumasi. We have seen him. We have seen the likes of Honorable Alex Segefia. We have seen the likes of Honorable Horace Ankra, just to mention but a few. Today we have Dr. Joe Owusu Ajimai coming in as the chapter chairman. What will you offer differently from where we are now?
Thank you for that question. And I would say UK has been the shining star, and we are the biggest in terms of, when you're talking about diaspora chapters, we are the biggest, and then the beacon of diaspora when we use that word. But at the moment, there's a question mark on the beacon of diaspora, and I seek to bring it back. I seek to bring the days when Honorable Alex Segefia, one of our greatest leaders, was here. He was doing fantastically well. That's why Professor Mill invited him to become the campaign coordinator, because the guy was so great. I was a student when he was when Mr. Toto was there. Commence Honorable Segefia and Horace Ankra. Then my immediate my former boss, Honorable Kofi Kwachi, came, and I became the vice. I can tell you that there were so many things that we're doing within the chapter and beyond. At the moment, it's not like that. People can sugarcoat and say certain things, but the bottom line is the truth must be said. If the truth is not said, and we let certain things open, it means we'll be where we are, and we can never improve. As human beings, we say it as it is, and people will listen, and then we find solution to it. The moment we're trying to cover something, we cover it forever, and the problems will be there forever. I don't believe in that. So, what I seek to bring, and then I'm pleading with the voters to give me the nod to bring these things, is first to acquire our main meeting place. Because when people come to UK and Ireland, they want to find out where NDC is. There's no symbol, there's no image. Just say if you want to go to IKEA, that's what we call in Germany, and we call it IKEA here. If you want to go to their headquarters, there must be an image there that people can walk in there. At the moment, people will be working on the internet, and sometimes even the website is not working properly. They find it very difficult to find us. So if there's a meeting place that people, go to this meeting place, at least you can find somebody. And within that, we'll be having our small offices in there, where the youth organizer, women's organizer, communication officer, secretary, chairman, everyone will be having their small office, and people can come and do their business there. I think it's a fantastic idea. And people ask, how are you going to fund that? The same building, we make it so, beautiful in such a way that the hall can be hired to people to do the nursery. That's what the churches do. We can hire to people for them to have their funerals. They can do their weddings. They can do their birthday parties, outdooring, everything that you name it. And every weekend, this building will be packed with people if we are not having our meetings. And with that, we can get money to look after the building and then look after our affairs. So this is a fantastic idea, and I encourage everyone to share this idea and support that. Then another thing is to make this chapter vibrant and formidable. How can we do that? We can do that if we support the youth and the women's wing, plus the communication, Zongo Caucus, and the other organs in there. We support them in kind. We don't shackle them. We have to remove the shackles that they put on the youth, that they have to go through certain measures before they can do their programs. When I'm a chairman, this will be a thing of the past. They have to work within the freedom with responsibility per our constitutional provisions, and make sure whatever they do from their heart towards the party. And that's the way forward. And then that is the kind side. when you're talking about the financial side, we have to resource them financially and make sure that whatever they do, they've got the money backing to do what they do. So these are the things that when I'm a chairman, I'll be pushing for. And I'm not saying that I'm going to supervise. I heard people say a chairman has to supervise. No, I will work with them. Where I work, I'm a manager. I don't supervise people. I'll work with them. And when you work with people, number one, they learn from you the good things. And number two, they see that you are doing it. So they have no choice rather than to get involved and do it. And then when it comes to eating together, we'll eat together and we're one family. And that's what I'll bring the vibrancy and then formidability into this chapter. We can do that as a good family. And the track record is there. When I was a vice chair, I did that fantastically well. So that's it. And then another thing is, I've researched it and I've seen that, and I've got complaints as well. It takes very long for people to get the NDC ID card. So, with the help of our seniors in Ghana, they changed the paper ID card to the electronic one. So I put it forward. We can do something better for people to get it straight away. So I'm saying that when I'm a chairman, we put money in Accra so that whenever somebody becomes our member and applies for the card, straight away the card is coming. It doesn't take time to come around because the money has been paid already and it's free. Because we don't want people to suffer to join our party because we need them. Now that Rupa is hanging around, we need people to come and join us. So we have to make it very easy for them to join and enjoyable as well, so that we can see that we are family members. Another thing is the executives as well. All the executives, including chairman, when I'm chairman, we have to render, or we have to account for our stewardship. Render accounts to the people. And how do we do that? Accountability comes with two things. Two separate things. The job that you do and the money that you take to do your job. So first, the money thing. If you take any money from the chapter, you have to account to the people, tell them how you use the money for, and what have you done with it. And then the members will be allowed to ask questions. And we can only do that when all the organs, I mean the youth wing, women's wing, communication, Zongo caucus, organization subcommittee, and other, they will come, they do their programs, and the general members who are so powerful, that's why they're going to elect us. They will come and ask questions, and then they will give feedback. So that nobody can say that I'm the youth organizer, I'm the women's organizer, I'm the organizer, I'm the whatever. So I'm higher than anyone. So when we do that and people give us the feedback, that can move us to where we want to be. That is the accountability side. First, the money, and second, the job that you do. You tell her what you've done, where you want to move us, and when people are not happy, they will tell you, and you have to change your course. And that's what we say, we are making our leaders accountable to our members. Then we're not going to step there. UK has been a place that, we've been banging. Forgive me, Germany, forgive me. But I have to say, because I've seen it. UK has been where the ideas were coming from. We got the ideas, we share with our brothers in Germany and other branches, and then we send it to Accra. So what we do is we form what we call Ideas Committee. And this Ideas Committee, all the professionals and non-professionals, IT experts, everyone come together, we judge, and then things that needs to be, help our chapter, we use to help our chapter. Things that we have to export to Ghana, we will do it and make our country Ghana better. That's what we are here for. We are not here to do infighting and fight for the Accra people to come and then separate us. That's not what I stand for. I stand for having good relationship with Accra. I respect them, they respect me as a chairman and all my executives, and then even the members. Gone are the days when we're going to Accra and they will see you coming from the UK, coming from Germany, coming from, you say, oh, they've come, and then they will treat you what you want to be treated because there were no infighting. And I tell you one thing, whenever UK is running well, indirectly it affects the US, affects Germany, it affects all the diaspora. And there should be diaspora conference as well when we are running properly. And I would like to see my friend Jerome coming around and we coming over to do programs, to share ideas. And that's what I stand for. At the same time, we cannot say this without talking about welfare of our people. I quite believe when I was vice chair, there used to be a welfare officer, Nana Ohima Deborah. She went to visit someone at the hospital. The person wasn't well. Cook for this person. You cooked and then sent it over there. And I was there when my phone was ringing, and I picked up the phone and said, oh, I didn't know that we have such a big family. I love this to come back. We don't see these days. People don't believe in that. And I believe the welfare of our people. That's why the work I do. I said, sometimes I say, put politics aside. Call me whenever you're in trouble, whenever you want me to help you. We did that when during the COVID-19 period to help people. Team of experts, we came together, we helped people, and then to go over the COVID-19. At the same time, we can also institute quarterly general executive meeting. And somebody will ask me, what is that? Currently, we are having two-tier executive system. We've got the chapter executives and we've got the branch executives. Yeah. This is the first time it has happened to this chapter. Back to Mr. Toto's days, we used to be branch, one executive system. When Horace and other people, even under Honorable Kofi Kwati, when we divided the chapter, it used to be one executive system, but now we have two. And some branch executive find it to be disrespectful, and that has created disconnect between the two bodies. With the help of the Council of Elders, the executives, the branch executives, and all the people around, we will judge and then remove it and put one system that can help everyone so that we respect each other. We know that when somebody becomes a branch chairman or secretary or any branch position, the person has paid his dues to be there. So we have to respect those people. We have to bring them on board, because there's a proverb that says that if a child knows how to wash his hands, that child is able to eat with the adults, and that is so. That's what we have to do to bring people on board. We have to institute bottom-up approach, where we have to go to the branches, seek information from there. After all, they are the backbone of this chapter. It's not a chapter, it's the branch.
It's the branch.
All the branches coming together to form the chapter. So when we bring them together and then we judge and then bring the problems and resolve it, chapter hasn't got any problem. And that's my take. That's what we call bottom-up approach. And to put this Council of Elders must be instituted as soon as I become a chairman, because we've got fantastic people. I can make names. Former vice chair, former chairman, former secretaries, they're all there. They have a bunch of knowledge that we have to tap. It's a knowledge bank that we have to go and then borrow knowledge. But why should we say that we are not going to them? Why are you doing it to yourselves? And we think that we know it all. At the end of the day, we run to Accra, and Accra will come and tell us that, look, you are still children. We don't want that. And then we turn around and say, Accra is interfering with us. If you got a child, and that, let's say you got children, and every time you go to work, they'll call you and say, your children are fighting, you need to come home and then separate them. Do you feel the confidence? You get the confidence that you need for them to give you advice, those children? No. But when they are showing maturity and they're doing something that you appreciate it, I think you will get the confidence to say, hang on a minute, I need advice. And I think my children are mature enough to give me advice. John, I think I have to leave it there. And if there's more questions, you've got more questions coming, then I think I will bring them.
Definitely,
Thank you very much.
Allow you will continue till tomorrow. But you said something that actually touched me. It's about sharing ideas with the diaspora, with the NDC in Europe and all that. I still remember in 2014, Kofi Kwachi, Kofi Adole, and Sis and the rest, Comrade Mbang and the rest, they were all in Berlin for a program with the NDC Germany, together with our comrades from Norway, Sweden, and all that. And I think it actually started something great, but unfortunately it withered down again. So if you take it up as one of your mandates, I think NDC in the diaspora will definitely have a greater role to play in rallying for victory 2024. But let me ask you one question before I get to my main things. In coming up with this interview, I saw a disclaimer and I saw an interview that was granted on Radio Gold, where at a point it said monies will not be paid into your personal account. What motivated you to get to that level? Is your chapter not running a proper system where monies are paid into the chapter account, or what about this personal account issue?
Yeah. First of all, before I get into the personal account issue, which is a very thorny issue, I have to say that we will bring it back. The old days where we share ideas as diaspora, because when we come together, we are stronger than when we are apart. And definitely we do that. And we pray that the day will come and we do that. And we do it not just once. If we can do it twice a year, or what, and then change venues, moving around Europe, I think our members will be very grateful, and sharing ideas has never been bad at all. Let me go back to what you just said. Yes, I went to Radio Gold and question was asked and about accountability. And I said, when I'm a chairman, I will never, ever allow anyone to pay money into my personal accounts. And Jerome, the companies that we work, when was the last time they paid something into your company's money into your personal account? But it has happened in UK here. It has happened. You understand? And one of the candidates, instead of coming to say it's not true or yes or false or whatever, came in and twisted it and said that I have said that he has squandered campaign money that was meant for Accra. So when it was first said on the radio, which is Radio Gold, my team, my campaign team, we all sat together and I said, just brush it aside, because it could be a slip of tongue, because we promised ourselves that we're going to do clean campaign, because after all, we are brothers and sisters.
Sure.
Vying for empty seat, because at the moment, chairman is just warming the seat. It's not his seat, because our mandate is gone. He's just warming up. Somebody has to warm up because it'll be too cold when the time comes. So I did that, and that was advice from my campaign team, and I kept quiet. And then he did the same thing again. NMF Radio.
Yeah.
And he said the same thing. And I said to myself, no, this one is not slip of tongue. This one is intentional. So I decided to get a tape. I even wrote the day that he was talking. I sent a message to the host and I said, look, this is not what I said. That's what I said. And he said, no. This is Joe Ajima for you. Joe Ajima is twisting things. Okay, right. But politics is all about credibility.
Credibility is very important.
And then me, Jerome, I always remove myself from trouble. So I said to myself, let's go. So we went to Radio Gold. We got the audio, and that's what we put out there. And we compare what was said and what's being said about it. And then people know who is telling the truth and who is not telling the truth. So the bottom line is, if you got a leader like that who can twist things and make Kwakuran and say Intekuma and make a woman a man and say look up and then you'll be looking downwards and then this big snake, what do? We'll be where we are, where we were not able to go to Congress. So that leader must go fast for us to take over and make this chapter the image that you want, so that I will see Jerome almost every 6 months for diaspora conference.
That is very laudable. That is very laudable. Dr. Ajman, let me just allow you to take a bit of water, then I can take the comments from our viewers, and then when we come back, we will look at the other aspects that we want you to share your views on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we have Patience Dako. Oh, good evening and Happy New Year, Dr. Jerome and your guest, Dr. Joe Ajman. Watching you live from Hamburg, Germany. Patience, we are very grateful you are part of our show today. Brimpong, oh, it's always great to have you, Brimpong. He says, Happy New Year, sir. Thank you for working tirelessly for our great party, the NDC, even though as a holiday, you are working. Watching from Warsaw, Portland. Brimpong, we are very grateful. Everybody is working very hard, trying to rally for victory 2024. Together, we shall survive. Also, Superior, watching you from Barcelona, Spain. Please ask him what are some of his achievements as an executive member of the past executives. Happy birthday. Yeah, also, I will ask him that question when we come back. Juliana Belinda Aubrey says, incoming chairman, God blesses. Oh, wow. Juliana, you've already blessed him. And I'm pretty sure you go all out there to give him your vote so he becomes your chairman indeed. Nana Tefremu, all the way from Sakina Information Center in Tatali, Northern Region. We are very grateful that you are part and parcel of us, and you will continue to support us to send more information to the people. Good show. Watching you on YouTube. Happy New Year. God bless you, sir. Nana Tefremu, we are very grateful to you. Oh, Pat says, good evening, gentlemen, and Happy New Year in advance, senior comrades. We are very grateful, Pat, for you joining us this evening. Tuntanana, I can see how hard you guys are working for our great party. Watching on YouTube from Poland, I love the show. We are grateful that you are also part and parcel of the show, and we'll bring many more people to see how we share our ideas and share our views. Happy New Year, watching from Amsterdam, Holland, Kweku Ade. Hey, boss, good evening. Maxwell Nate, hey, Max, watching you live from Mannheim. I wish my senior comrades good luck and Happy New Year. Max, we are very grateful that you are part of this show. Please do your work. We are waiting. Pat once again says, Chairman, I love your boldness. People like your caliber, the NDC needs now. Fight on, sir. Well, Pat, I know he's fighting very greatly. Oh, my big brother, Omar Dennis. Wow, what a summation. Indeed, it is. We are very grateful, Brother Omar, for joining us. Yes, please, can you ask your guest to clarify more on the private account? I would ask him. Well, if there is anything better, I will ask him again to clarify it. I don't know where it's coming from. So, Albert Alan Dachie. Happy New Year to you all. Albert, we are grateful that you are wishing us Happy New Year. Anyway, invite us. Albert, invite us to your New Year celebration. So, the producer, is that where we are now? Okay. So we would bring back Dr. Joe Ajman. There are two comments that came up. One says that Jose Superior says, watching you from Barcelona, Spain. Please ask him what are some of his achievements as an executive member of the past executives. Happy birthday. Dr. Joe, that is one of the questions that came up. Watching you from Spain, please ask him what are some of his achievements as an executive member of the past executive. Then okay. there's a second one. I will take the second one as well, so that you can just combine them before I take you off to the next. The second one says, from Brother Umar Dennis, he says, GS, please, can you ask your guest to clarify more on the private account? I'm not very sure which area of clarification, but that is one of the things. So we will look at the first part. Oh, Papa Efo Richard, Happy New Year in advance. Tell Chairman I admire him, but his answers must be short. Efo from Stuttgart. Efo, you admire, we are very grateful of you. So now we'll come back to Dr. Ajimai. For the two, depending on which one you want to start with.
Yeah, I will take the private account first, and I'll go back to the other one, achievement.
Okay.
The private account, what was monies were paid, chapter money, and then for your information, chapters got not less than one account. The chapters has got not less than one account, and monies were paid into the chairman's private account. And I was asked that question, and I said, when I'm a chairman, no way that I will allow any organization money, which is NDC as an organization, our money, because the moment you do that, it becomes a problem. It doesn't matter how honest you are. The moment you put money, people's dues, money, people's money that they pay into the organization, into your private account, it doesn't matter how the best intention that you got in your mind. The moment you do that, people will start talking about certain things, and it brings the image of the party into dispute, because the chairman is the main symbol of the party. If the chairman say, our national chairman, if it does something, it becomes good news, and people will talking about NDC. If that's something good, becomes good news, and people talk about NDC. So it's a bit of both, either bad or good. So you have to be very careful when you take up leadership position. You don't do anything that a member or somebody outside will say anything, and you go on to tarnish the image of the party. So that's why I made that statement, and I will never do that.
But let me get this clear. How did you come by the fact that monies were paid into his private account? Is that it was made known by him to the entire executive or the house? Or what? Under what circumstances was this money paid into his account?
Yeah, there were questions and answers, and because we are a political party, and there are certain things I have to manage, and then there were admissions that yes, I'm paying to my account. Yes, monies were paid into my account because of A, B, C, D, and I said no.
Okay.
There's no defense.
Okay.
So does it make sense? And back to you, because I've been told to shorten mine, so I try to summarize what I say, and it's good advice anyway, and I love that, and I thank my colleague for telling me that, because sometimes I can go on, and then because when in politics, sometimes when you're enjoying politics and you think you have to say everything, sometimes it's not what somebody wants to hear. So coming back to achievements, when I was a vice chair, I used to go to branches. Every branch to branch, I was going around, and I was making sure that the things that people were saying that we've done at the executive level, and the people were not aware, I was trying to explain it to them. I've been supporting this party in going to branches kind, and financially, I've been supporting. And I can say for a fact that if I'm not the highest, somebody who has given the highest money to this chapter, then it might be another candidate, which I know, and it's a friend of mine as well. And I quite remember 2008 when we were going to 10, the third election.
Yeah.
We came together, and then within the twinkle of eye, we raised some money to be sent to Accra. I've been doing that. I used to give money to communication team, and every month for them to do their job. I've been supporting the women's wing, youth wing, and other things as well. So apart from that as well, when I was a vice chair, I did my work, and I can say the satisfaction rate was around 90%. So I thought that I was going to become the chairman, And then the current chairman came in and did exactly what Nana Akufo-Addo did. He wanted to change women to be men and told them all the sweet, sugar-coated words. And in the end, we are where we are. You understand? And the worst form of it is we couldn't go to the Congress to vote. So I did my best, but our time, people will say we were not, your regime or the administration wasn't the best. But we were trying, thinking that we can make it better. But this time, we're going backwards. That's why I seek to reverse and bring the old days, so that we should be able to come apart with Germany, US, and we can bring conferences and everything together, so that we know that we are brothers and sisters working together to bring the party to power 2024. Because per our history, anytime UK and Ireland's got good leader, we win power in Ghana. I have to do research about Germany as well, and then US. I can say something about mine. And I know, Jerome, and I know you're laughing. Yeah. So that's how it is, and it's a fact. And our leaders have done great job to bring us to power. I.e., 2008, Honorable Alice Sevefia and Honorable B. Demenya, the Yasantua of our group in UK and Ireland. So they're all there. They can give us advice. Why are we not seeking advice? And we are running our party like this. So I think, and I hope I've answered my brother's question.
Okay. So if I get it clear, you were the vice chairman to Kofi Kwache.
That's right.
Oh, okay. I thought all along, I thought you were the vice chairman to the current chairman, Comrade Mbalba.
Okay. No.
Okay.
The current vice is Honorable Janet Atia.
Okay. Yeah, Janet Atia. Okay. Now moving forward, we are moving away from UK and Ireland chapter. We have seen you as the chairman of the UK and Ireland chapter. You have been able to put your ideas of seeing how best you galvanize all the external chapters, Germany, US, and the rest together. What would be the contribution of the diaspora to the success of NDC come 2024?
Right. Thank you very much. And the success from diaspora, we know we haven't got constituency here. So a constituency in Ghana will say we will produce an MP, isn't it? And when they say that, and then that's straightforward answer. However, what we do is our influence. And now, beyond the influence, when I'm a chairman, working with other diaspora executives, we will bring the best brains, i.e. the IT experts, mathematicians, people who can calculate, people who can read and write. And we go to Ghana, become polling agents. We go to Ghana, become IT experts. We not be sitting here and calling our family members. That will be miscellaneous, things that we do as miscellaneous. We call them, but that's not going to be our active role. Our active role is going to the field, like what I did about 2 weeks ago, going to Ghana, moving around constituency to make sure good national electeds are elected. That's why we got the best ever team for the next football match 2024. Okay. So what I will say is we will work together and make sure we get the pool of experts. Where we need IT experts, we send them there. Where we have to be polling agents, and the strong room. We are not going to sit down for Accra to say they're sending people and then they say they're going for their laptop and whatever. No, we will send the people who can put mathematics together, help them to make sure we come up successfully. And this is something we have to work on. And in UK and Ireland is not going to work on its own. We have to all work together for us to be there.
Wonderful. I really love that. Osei Superior comes back again. Please, can you ask him Last week, you had another candidate, and he was calling for the chairmanship aspirants to come in agreement for two of them to step down for one. What is his opinion about that? Well, that is the view of expressed by one of our viewers that the two aspirants should step down for one. I don't know the motivation for this, but he wants your opinion about that.
Yeah, I would say NDC is a great party, and we got fantastic people, and all the people going for the chairmanship position, they've done their bit towards this party. I can name Chairman Conrad. He's been a chairman in Milton Keynes for so long. He's got experience needed to be a chairman. I can talk about Sir Francis. He's done fantastically well, and it can be. And the current chairman, I would say, yes, he's also a gentleman, but at the moment, we've seen what is in his cupboard, and it's not a good thing. He has done his best. His best is not good enough for us to move forward. What he's done, the way he's taken us, even one day more, we don't know what's going to happen. The damage, the image of NDC UK and Ireland chapter is damaged so much enough that he has to give us the credit to say, oh, you go, somebody should come and take over and make it where he is. I don't know why he's even contesting again. I must be honest with you. If I were him, I wouldn't. I wouldn't, because the brand is damaged. And then I'll say something about the three of us. We NDC, we are family. And even back home, when there's a, let's say, chieftaincy thing, and a chief dies, and we want one woman's children can fight for the same chair, and the successful one, after they all come together, and they are brothers and sisters again.
Sure.
So I don't see why that we should come together to do that, because this chairman is going anyway. And I've already told you guys that it's warm in the chair, because the chair has to be warm, because we don't want it to be cold for the next chairman. So everyone should do their campaign, and I believe, and I'm confident that the rapport that I've got with the current national executives, because we need someone who will take our issues to Ghana. Either it's change of provisions in the constitution in order to benefit us, not in a bad way, benefit us like branch elections or something like that. Somebody who's got a rapport with them, not somebody who'll be fighting with them, not somebody who think anytime they say no to them is upset, thinking that the answer was wrong. Every good leader will take everything in good faith and then work around it and come back. That's a good soldier. The mark of good soldier. We just retreat and then re-engage. That's what we have to do, but not calling names. So I believe that we should allow everyone to contest the way, and that shows, because National Democratic Congress, the democratic in there makes us, and not just democratic, it's a pure democratic.
Yeah.
And we have to allow anyone to exercise their democratic choice. So I have to leave it here per the advice from my colleague.
Correct says you should make your ascension. So we're simply just even running out of time. I want you to take this opportunity. I would have gone a bit beyond, because I wanted to say, easy lies the head that wears a crown. Probably the current chairman obviously is taking the entire blame, because he is the head of the executive committee. But all the same, he is still in the race. You are also in the race. Tell your viewers who are watching you, and tell all the members of the UK and Ireland chapter, after you have elaborated at the initial stages what you are offering, tell them again, remind them what you have on the table for them, and why they should go to the polls on the 14th of January, and then give you the nod.
Thank you. And once again, I have to say thank you, everyone watching this program. I have to say thank you in advance, and for taking your time to come and watch this program, because you love NDC and you want NDC to come back to power. But what I would say is, at the moment, NDC UK and Ireland is at crossroads. We've never been where we are before. We are in a sorry state, and we need somebody who can rescue. The only person that can do that is somebody who respects the people, someone who relates to the people, and I stand and I fit that category. I fit that category in such a way that I relate to people. I don't even use my title. What's title? That's why they call me Joe Ajiman. And I love that because I don't use titles or whatever to intimidate people. Title or education is, you acquire to help people. Your people of your own, not to intimidate them. That's why I don't use them for a reason. Also, somebody who has got rapport, a good rapport of Accra. Somebody who can go there, not to sit. When he goes to Accra, see the nationals and they greet them and go and sit at the corner. Somebody will sit at the same table with them and Giorgio and bring what we need, talk about them, our problems, and then get solution and bring it back. That's what we want. And I will say, I fit in that category as well. So what I'm trying to say to people, all what that I've said today, we need a leader that will unshackle the youth, unshackle the women's wing, the communication work. There was a time that the communication wing was trying to do, or department was trying to do press conference. And then the chairman said that because I'm not talking, I will never allow this to come on. And he took people from Accra to intervene for this to go on. And I would say, I salute Comrade Simon for his boldness and all the things that he did for this to come on. We were there watching him, and that day, that was the first time I saw him talking from his heart. We've been friends ever since. So what I'm saying is, we got people out there, they want to give their heart to the party. But some people, because the ideas are not coming from them, they want to shackle them, they want to box them and chuck them away. That is not good NDC way that we want. We have to come together. We have to work together. We don't need to supervise anyone. We have to work together. And that's what we do. When I'm a chairman, people use supervision. I don't think about chairman being a supervisor. I think chairman is a working chairman, working with the people, doing things with the people, supporting them, i.e. in kind and financially, and making sure people get what they want. I quite remember when there was this young man going to radio station, called me early in the morning and said, "Doc, I want to go to radio station. I haven't got money on my card. I can't take train. I can't take bus. What should I do?" I said, "Wait, send me your account," and I sent money there. The spirit of this young man, we want everyone to copy. We want everyone to be like that. But I don't want everyone to go through that situation where in the cold weather, standing there, not knowing that the card is going to work for the person to go to defend our party, to propagate the good news about our party. So we resource the communication department and make sure nobody's go through that problem again. What about the youth? They've done fantastically well. This is the first time team has come to UK and Ireland. And diaspora, if I may say. We will help them to do wonderful things, because I know helping the youth with the youthful brains that they've got, they can do wonderful things. We help them to be what they want. And I would say to the youth and the women's wing, sky is the limit. Sky is the limit. So we'll help you to do that. Then that comes on the 14th of January, 2023. Please remember to vote Joe Ajiman to change this chapter, so that when you're coming to meeting, you're not scared that somebody's going to shout at you. You're not scared that somebody's not going to answer your questions. Someone that you can call anytime that you want for us to change our party, and work with other sister chapters. Then we can get the people, organize the people to go and then do the election in Ghana and win power. Because without power, what's the political party doing? You need power to put your good ideas over there to help our fellow Ghanaians who are suffering under this current government. But what I will caution people is anyone who try to bring people who are not supposed to vote, to try to vote or trying to do anything that's not. We do anything within our powers in the chapter and beyond to make sure such people will never win. Such people will never see the day. They will bring to book because we want free and fair election, clean election, so that we will embrace our leaders and say, yes, this is legitimate election. We don't want any foul play. So I ask you and thank you for listening to me tonight. And I also thank Jerome and then the TV station for giving me this opportunity to talk. And if I'm talking too much or I'm saying something, because I love this party, I would like to air what I would like to do for this party. So forgive me if I say something that you want short answers. So as people, after every program, they call me and ask me, I wanted something in detail. So I'll try my best to accommodate the two people. People wanted the summarized version, people want the detailed version. So I try to stay in the middle. And I apologize if I've said something that you think is too much. I also open my phone and 24 hours, either the work I do, if you got any problem, you want to contact me, I will help you. And if it's political, I'm there to answer you. And I say, I salute you all, people all over the world watching this. And Comrade Jerome, I salute you again. Thank you very much.
We are very, very grateful this evening. And to all our viewers out there, this has been an encounter with no other person but Dr. Joe Owusu-Agyeman, chairmanship aspirant of the UK and Ireland chapter of the National Democratic Congress. He's given you his word. He's shared his view with you. The ball is in your court. You have the power to put him there to bring all the ideas that he has that will foster the growth and the well-being of the National Democratic Congress in the UK and Ireland chapter. We are very grateful, Dr. Joe Owusu-Agyeman, for joining us this evening. And we pray and hope that the good people of the UK and Ireland chapter will give you that nod. And when you become the chapter chairman, we will call you back and we'll have another discussion on the way forward. Thank you very much for your time. And we wish you a happy New Year in advance.
Yeah,
to our viewers,
thank you. Much appreciated.
It's a pleasure. To our viewers out there, we are very grateful that you have been part and parcel of this program from day one until today. Without you, this program would have never been a success. We are grateful for your time and always being part and parcel of it. To our people at Tatali through Sakina FM, we are grateful for always propagating our word as well to many more people. And wherever you are, on behalf of my producer, Seth Ade, and my own behalf, and on the entire team of today's Ghana News TV, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. May the new year bring us a lot of hope, a lot of blessings, and a lot of cooperation. See you next year when we come your way on Monday with another edition of My View Show. This is Jerome, your host. Good evening and good night, wherever you find yourself. Bye-bye.
Mampam also untie so dogo binwa bem mampam also untie nani amuka nyina guna swati move swara mampam also untie move swara mampam also untie. Once upon a time, animal called Mampam. Any king say them go bring 'em. Man Pam said that king know the force.